guys, it's Megan. Welcome back to another video. School is over. I'm tired. I am hungry. I have a headache. It has been a long day. Everything hurts. And for some reason, I've decided now's a good time to film this video. Nevertheless, the show must go on. So the top 10 books in the library from last year is actually a top 12. Spoiler, because there are some ties in here. So we're gonna do the top 12. Okay, the top books of last year from like basically all of 2025 are, I'm gonna put them over here on the side. A lot of them are checked out and I have multiple copies and just couldn't be bothered to go grab them, honestly, because I am so tired. So instead, I thought I would just pop them up on the screen because like I said, some of them are checked out anyway. They are still popular this year. So the number 10 has a tie. No, it's number 9 that has the tie. Number 10 is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This has been popular for very, very many years and is also a movie. People seem to like both the movie and the book, and I still promote it pretty regularly. Not as much as I used to because people have already read it and already know about it. I think they even read it in middle school. So, you know, when they come here, they're like, oh yeah, we had that book already. So, okay, there's a three-way tie for number 9, which is why there are more books than 10. So the three-way tie is between The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So you can only imagine, of course, what book is also going to be on here if the newest one is not this one. So this is still super popular. People still love The Hunger Games a lot, like a shocking amount. Obviously with the movies and stuff still coming out and books still coming out, there's kind of an interest in it. The other number 9 is Scythe. I don't really promote this one as much anymore either because kids have already read it. They come to me from middle school saying they've already read this book. And so I'm like, okay, but it's still really popular. The whole series is still really popular. I mean, I still tell people about it. I should probably start promoting it again. I feel like, because I used to promote it pretty heavily, but then now those kids have probably graduated. You know, I think about like their 4-year cycle here at school and like which ones I promoted during their 4 years. Anyway, the next one that is a tie for number 9 is Two Can Keep a Secret. So this is by Karen McManus. She wrote One of Us is Lying, which is always in the top. Spoiler alert, it's in the top again. This one is always really super popular, so you can't get rid of Karen McManus, I guess. Not that we should, but I will say I did not read this book because I read One of Us is Lying and did not enjoy it, which we'll talk more about that book later because of course it's on here. Okay, number 8 is Shatter Me. So of course this is really popular on Book Talk, TikTok, all that sort of stuff. It's dystopian romance kind of, and I did read it. I finally broke down, and read this book, and it's better than I expected. Like I didn't really like the plot, but the writing was good. It's very, very poetic writing style, just constant. I mean, like almost every sentence has either, just some form of literary device in it. I felt like a lot of the sentences were structured with like parallel sentence structure, like 3 sentences in a row, kind of structured the same way, lots of sentence fragments, things like that. But it was really good. Like it was well written anyway. And I will continue reading the series, I think. But the reason why this one's on here is because I did it for Readapalooza, which is our big reading event, which I also have a video about, which I should remember editing, Megan, link that down below. I will link my Readapalooza video. It's just like a one-time book club thing that we do at school. And this was one of the choices last year, so that's why it was in the top 10 books. Okay, the next one, number 7, is Assassination Classroom. So this is our only manga, is it? I think this is our only manga on here this time. And we don't usually have a manga in the top 10 because everything's popular. Like everybody wants to read Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer and Spy Family. I mean, like the list goes on and on forever, right? They're all really super popular. Manga is by far like double the number of checkouts as the next genre, which is realistic fiction. So everybody wants manga all the time. It is so, I cannot keep it on the shelves. It's so popular. And I'm constantly ordering new volumes and series. And I feel like I'm spending a lot of my budget on manga. If you're a librarian, maybe you feel me, but I feel like maybe it's too much. I don't know. Assassination Classroom did make it into our top, and we have, I think, 3 copies now of just book number 1 because it's so popular. And it sounds bad. Like I feel like I can't ever put it on display because the principal or somebody's gonna see it and think, what the heck is this? Why is it called Assassination Classroom? It's like nothing to do with what it sounds like. It's not about assassinating. I don't know. I can't remember the plot, but I remember it was ridiculous and it's just kind of fun. And I know there's like an anime, too, so that's probably why it's popular. Okay, number 6 is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It's always on the top. It used to be the top book for I think a couple years in a row. So it's slipped a little bit, but it's still obviously in the top. I don't promote it as much anymore either because I feel like everybody's already read it or they've already heard about it, but it's probably about time to start promoting it again because it is obviously so popular. There is a Netflix series, so I need to watch that honestly, but I've heard it's not maybe as good as the book, but I love the series. I loved book 1 so much, and book 2 was pretty good, and then book 3 is like one of my favorite young adult books of all time because it is so wild and crazy. Then the next one, number, what are we on, 5? I don't even know anymore. Yeah, number 5 is Sunrise on the Reaping. So, like I said, Hunger Games is still super popular. This book just came out last year, so of course it's going to be in the top. The fact that it wasn't number 1, it's kind of tied though. Like I think it had the same number of checkouts as book number 3, so it's kind of like third place too. Anyway, I guess I should have said that. It's sort of a tie for third as well. Anyway, this is of course the newest installment, and there's going to be a movie, so I'm sure when the movie comes out, whenever that is, if it's this year, I think it's going to be this year, right? That it'll be really popular again. Book number 4 is The Hunger Games. Oh my gosh. So we've had The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping, and The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, all in the top 10, or in this case, 12 books, which is crazy, right? That it's still this popular after this many years. And the fact that people are still reading book 1, are they just rereading it? Like, are they just reading it for the first time? I don't know. I think they're rereading it, honestly, but we'll see. I also did buy a pretty like illustrated version of this from the book fair, and it's not as popular as I thought. I thought people would not want to pay like the $50 or whatever $50 price it was. So I thought instead they would maybe check it out from the library just to have a pretty copy of The Hunger Games, but so far I don't think they have. Very sad. Anyway, okay, we're down to the top 3. The first 2 are not surprising, but number 3 is a kind of a shock because it's an older book and it's not as popular anymore. But I just kind of figured out why. I think I know why it was number 3. Number 3 was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This is a much older kind of mystery, fantasy, horror, genre bending thing, obviously. It's been around for a long time. I read it years and years ago. I think before I was even a librarian. I think I was an English teacher. And I remember I thought it was fine. I didn't continue the series, but I know why it was number 3 now that I think about it. So it's kind of unfair to put this at number 3 because I'm sure in other libraries this will not be in the top 10 for sure. But the reason why it was here is because our gifted and talented students read it for a book club. So our gifted and talented teacher does these, I think it's semi-annual, like 2 times a year. She does a book club with them. And last year they read or maybe they just do 1 a year. I can't remember. But last year they read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and they checked out every single copy that we had. And then, of course, they turned them in, and then more kids would check them out so that every kid that was in that book club checked out a copy. And we even borrowed some from the other school in our district. So I bet they have a lot of theirs checked out too. So that one's kind of unfair because it's not really because it was like crazy popular. It's just the book that was chosen for a book club. Number 2 is I Hunt Killers, and I think that it's possibly because of me. It's thanks to me that people still check out this book. This is, I will say, probably, it's tied. This one and Neverworld Wake are probably tied. Now, I read Neverworld Wake a second time though, and I have not reread this one. I need to reread this book to see which one comes out on top, but it could be, or at least be tied for my favorite young adult book of all time ever from any genre. I talk about this book nonstop, so I'm not going to talk about it all again here, but if you want like Dexter, but for kids, you know, for teenagers, this is it. And it is pretty gory and gruesome and kind of scary. So, and the title, it sounds so silly, but just know that it's a lot better than the title. And there's a lot of internal and external conflicts going on. That's my favorite part about it. There's just so much happening in this book. And unfortunately, the sequels are not as good. So I tell students, you know, unless you really want to, maybe you just stop with book number 1. So I Hunt Killers. I promote it all the time. I show the book trailer all the time. Did we do it for Readapalooza? Yeah, I think we did. I think we also did it for Readapalooza, but not a ton of people did it for Readapalooza. I think it was more just because I showed the book trailers and talked about it all the time. But I do have a lot of copies now because of Readapalooza. I had to buy extra copies, so now I can promote it even more. And we are down to the number 1 book of last school year. For the first time in a while, making its reappearance at number 1. This used to be number 1, which by the way, if you notice, Heartstopper is not on this list. Heartstopper was number 1 last year. And it's not even on the top 10 now. It's like, what happened to Heartstopper? Everybody read it, I guess. So the number 1 book is not Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but it's kind of its predecessor, and that is One of Us is Lying. What a surprise. This actually is kind of shocking though, because this is an older book and it, you know, I don't really promote it a ton. Like I think I might have shown there's a TV show now, and I think I showed the trailer for it, but not a ton. And This one, of course, used to be #1, so the fact that it's made a comeback, in fact, by quite a bit. It had 10 more checkouts than #2, so people still enjoy it. We didn't do it for any sort of book club or anything. They're just really still checking out this book. I listed it in mystery in the library, and of course, I always thought it was a mystery. So when I finally read it, because I thought, well, I have to read the most popular book in our entire library, so I finally read it, and it wasn't as much of a mystery as I thought. One, the mystery kind of takes the back burner. It's really about the teenagers and their problems. Like, there's 4 teenagers and they each have something going on. And I felt like it was really just realistic fiction with just a hint of mystery to tie it all together. And the mystery itself is so predictable. Like, I feel like anyone pretty much could predict the ending. So there's that. I thought surely there's gonna be another twist. No, there wasn't. So anyway, there's our top 10 books. So those are the top 10 books from last school year. Let me know down below, like, if you're a librarian and if you had similar books, like, was One of Us Is Lying? Is that still popular in your library, or is it just here? I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.